Hey everybody, Nick here, back again with another video. Now, my views have been always very clear about life and this reality and what it all means or what it's about. And I've come to the conclusion that it really doesn't matter. Nothing really matters. Um, the passage of time basically moves us towards closer to the end. No one knows what that's going to be. Which brings me to my topic for today. It's like, why are people so nosy and gossipy and pick on others for every little thing? Now, some of the answers for that would be there's low self-esteem, which is probably the most obvious one. Others could be that they're envious, jealous of the other person, so they do their best to talk bad about them on any little thing and everything, and have no regard for anybody's privacy, because they'll talk to other people gossiping, and that happens like at church, and that happens between on Facebook, on blah blah blah, any of these Instagram direct messages. And I mean, people will do videos, and it could be like a very harmless video, and some will just negative comments. You're never going to please everybody. I understand that. You're never going to avoid criticism. I mean, on my YouTube channel I get criticism once in a while, and I really don't care. I really don't. It's not going to change my frame of mind, because I know that I have a lot of people who are subscribers on my channel who are wonderful people, and you guys see what I see. So I mean, not everyone's going to see that, and that's fine. I mean, people can say whatever they want so long as it's not disparaging. Now, this also happens specifically with teenagers, high school. You'll get a lot of bullying going on. I think bullying has gone up quite a bit, considering that social media and different there's a lot of different ways to bully somebody rather than just face to face, which, I mean, it's bad enough, but it could go to other levels and accelerate really fast, and I mean, that it's been used proof against them. Like, I mean, I think in some states in the US you can be charged for bullying. I'm not sure how. I don't know if it's a national law or if it's state by state, but I know that it's being criminally charged now, because sometimes there are teenagers that just can't take it, and they already have low self-esteem, and they end up unaliving themselves, which is really sad, because that's not the way to go. That's my opinion. It's not the way to go. I know a lot of you are like, well, I want out of here and whatever. Anyways, you should never be forced out of here because of someone else's treatment. I don't believe that. So that's happening. I don't know how it is in Canada. I know that there's it is under the criminal code in Canada. I just don't know what the age group and all that stuff is. Anyways, my point is that why do people bother? Why do people even bother with I hate gossip. I really do. It's like, why can't you just concentrate on your own life? Stop worrying about what other people are doing and worry about what you're doing. Sure, I mean, I can't tell people what to do, and I think anybody who gossips or talks bad about somebody else, it really is a low thing to do. It's really going to a low point in their life. Here in my new adopted country, I mean, gossip is so high, it's ridiculous. I mean, I'll hear people walking down the street, and then almost every conversation, they're talking about somebody else. Did you hear what they did? Or did you hear what they said? Or I mean, okay, if it's something that's important, and I get it, you have to, that's affecting you. If it's affecting your life directly, okay, you can say something about it. You can have your opinion about it. But I mean, I just never understood this whole concept or belief, why people do that, why they gossip, why they just. I honestly think that they want to feed their own ego and feel like they're better than that person. It can only be that. I mean, I can't think of many other reasons. Humans love to feel on top, you know. I did a video about competition. It could also be that. It's so useless. It's so useless. Back to the bullying thing, I think that there's no room for that either. I mean, I've seen bullying happen when I was in high school. It happened a little bit to me, but I mean, and it wasn't like a daily thing, and it does sort of make you a little bit stronger, I guess, but not everybody reacts the same way. Do you know what I mean? Some people can really get put down and things like that. I mean, I overcame a lot of that stuff. And looking back, I can see that those people, it's a stupid teenage thing, and I think even those bullies, they probably have a low self-esteem in some way or another, or they're being mistreated at home. So there are a lot of different reasons why people will, you know, verbally attack others. It's crazy how much people love to gossip, and you'll get people who like go to church, and they're supposed to be like religious and good people. They'll be in the church, and as soon as they leave, they'll gossip about the person they saw, and like be all pretending to be, oh hi, how are you? You know, I mean, it's insane. It's insane. People will judge what people are wearing, what job they do. One of the big ones, I was going to do a separate video about that, but I think it's better just to include it in this video. I was going to talk about adults who are still living with their parents, which is a big one, or in their parents' basement. It's like, what the hell do you care? What do you really care? I mean, look how tough the economy is these days. The inflation is sky high in most G7 countries, would be like Canada, US, Great Britain, etc. And I mean, I lived with my parents, well, my mom and my stepdad, until I was about, how old was I when I moved out? I was about 33 or 34. I think I was 34, around there, when I moved out on my own. And I didn't really have a choice. I probably would have stayed with my stepdad because my mom had already passed away, but I probably would have stayed with my stepdad a couple more years. But I was paying we were both splitting the rent. We were living in a big space, nice spot in the west end of Toronto, convenient to everything. Access to everything. So I didn't really have the need to move out, and I had, privacy. I had all those things. It's not like I didn't have any of those things. But I understand if people live at home still. Look at how expensive shit is. Like rent in I was just watching a video earlier about the Canadian economy, how it's changed in the last 9-10 years, where when minimum wage, for example, was around $15 back in 2015, and you were able to still afford an apartment. Like if you were on your own and you were working 40 hours, the regular slave 9-to-5 rat race, but you were still able to live okay, not comfortable, but you were able to pay for your bills. Now, even though the minimum wage is like $17 and something cents as of the time of the recording of this in November 2024, you can't even afford rent in Toronto on that. You need approximately $23 and some odd cents Canadian per hour on a 40-hour week schedule to be able to pay for a one bedroom almost anywhere in Toronto, plus other expenses. So don't tell me that some people also want to help take care of their parents as they get older. So there's that reason as well. There's affordability problems. There's maybe the parents need help. Maybe the parents are going through financial problems and the kid is helping them. I don't know. I mean, who cares? Who fucking cares? It's none of these other people. It's none of these people's business. And one of the things that I noticed is like, it's worse when it's with girls. Like I had guy friends who were like, they didn't care that I live still at home. They could care less because they don't gossip about people's lives. But the thing is with girls, Oh boy, dating in Toronto, whenever they would talk about, if I would say, if they're like, oh, you have your own place and all that stuff, no, I still live at home or whatever. Okay, well, you know, it's, cat almost knocked the camera over. So for a lot of girls, that was a big deal breaker, you know? I mean, try and date someone who the expectations of a girl is like, oh, he has to have his own place, own car. I mean, these are just societal brainwashings, you know, that basically tell these girls that's what kind of man you have to have. If they don't have their own place, it's not worth it. So for me, I mean, yeah, if you live on your own, I mean, if you live with your parents or if you live on your own, it doesn't matter. I mean, it shouldn't matter. If it's just so crazy how society really drives this home. You know, a guy is only worth, and I get, okay, if you are in a relationship and the guy is a broke ass or whatever, okay, I mean, a relationship probably isn't going to work because if the girl is paying for everything or vice versa, I mean, it's going to be very complicated. But even then, you should be with somebody if you like them, not because of what they have, you know, not because they have their own place, not because they have their own car or they're making six figures or whatever. But unfortunately, that's the way society's gone, and there's nothing much we can do about that. However, in my adopted country here, it's not as driven home into the brains of women here, where the guy has to have their own place and this and this and that. It's more, I would say it's more leaning towards that girls will like the guy for the guy in a lot of cases. Sure, there's a lot of gold diggers here. There's gold diggers everywhere. But girl here will like you for you. Whereas in Canada, you don't have your own place or you live with mom or live in the basement, you get ridiculed. You get ridiculed by society, by people, maybe friends or acquaintances, you know. If they're real friends, they wouldn't give a shit either. And it's just the way it is. But I don't know why people don't want to just concentrate on their own life, you know, worry about themselves, not care what other people are doing. Do you. Stop worrying about what other people are doing. It's just insane. I mean, for me, I could care less. I do my own thing. Obviously, if something happens where it affects me and I have to talk about a person, obviously you should be able to say it. But if they're not affecting you, what the hell do you care? You know, this is one of the dynamics of society I really cannot stand, and it's probably human, so it's like universal. Most countries are probably like that. Obviously, there's different levels, you know, up or down, but it's so damn annoying. It's so damn annoying. I don't know how you avoid that. You just basically, like, if someone's talking about you, there's nothing you can do. People are going to assume things about you. People are going to, you know, talk behind your back to others. Oh, I can't stand that. When someone's talking behind your back and they're like friendly to your face, but then they're going and talking shit about you to other people that you know or whatever. Oh, that drives me crazy, man. It's just, people cannot. And that proves to me also that there's not really a lot of good people out there. I mean, I don't think I ever really think about what other people are doing. Like, things that people I know, I think about them in the way that I hope they're well. Maybe I should send them a message. But I don't say, oh, that person's doing this, or, oh my God. I am not an envious person. I am not a jealous person. I don't have low self-esteem. So for me, it just doesn't come to mind. You know, it's natural. But all these other people, it's crazy, you know. Even here, I have to be careful. People will judge you like based on what you're wearing. Obviously, that's Canada, the same thing, US. But the difference is here in my new home of Brazil, if you start wearing like name brands or dressing like looking like you got a little bit of money, people are gonna talk. I mean, people could probably even try to, I think, you know, rob you. So you got to be even more meticulous as to unfortunately, as to what vibes you're sending off here specifically, because it's a little more dangerous of a place. But the gossiping is very high here. I wouldn't say it's as high as like, it's probably the highest I've ever seen. Portugal, when I visited there a few times, I could hear same kind of conversations, especially the older ladies. I don't know. I think that they watch too many novellas or something, and that's where they get this from. I have no idea if it's cultural. I don't know if it's just, yeah, you can't, there's nothing you can do when people talk about you. You just have to not give a shit. If people are, you know, judging you for whatever, you just have to not give a shit, ignore them if you were to hear them say something, and that's it. Move on with your life. Yeah, it's so irritating, but yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you ever gossiped about somebody, or what do you think about gossiping? What do you think about living at home with parents? Do you think it's really, people are too critical of it? Let me know. Anyway, I'm gonna end the video there. Thank you for watching. Hit the like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. It helps out a lot. So we'll see you in the next video very soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.